welcome. We are back with Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Also, the film where they decided to start sucking with the franchise. So, I am Lord Raiden. This is Blood Honey. And of course, we are continuing on with our review series of the Halloween franchise, as well as other horror films coming up eventually. But it's basically that, yeah, I'm the horror fanatic, she not so much. So, this is more my review and her reaction to the film itself. Now, this film was released in 1989. It was released a year after Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and it picks up pretty much right where the fourth film left off. Michael falls into this pit, and he is left basically floating down a nice little river, and comes into the hands of this guy who's essentially a hermit, and he's basically comatose for a year, going into the next Halloween, where he continues his murderous mayhem amongst Haddonfield. So in this one, we're starting off with Jamie, following sort of the plot line at the end of part 4, where she went all crazy and pulled a Michael and stabbed her stepmother. But this one, she's become a mute. They don't really follow through with the whole plot line of her essentially being the killer. Now, how did you feel walking away from this one?
Yeah, I was confused about the whole mute thing. I just kind of would have attributed that to like the shock of what had happened, and yeah, I was wondering about how they're gonna play a little girl being a murderous, thug.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this is a film where they really had no idea where they wanted to go with this. It's just like everyone had different ideas of what they wanted to do, and now and they introduce this. Well, I mean, he's just sort of there in these moments where they have this man in black kind of showing up in these points in the film. What did you say when you saw that? Like,
I was like, okay, what's going on here? Is this some sort of like obviously it's there to advance something, I guess maybe leading into the next movie. I don't know. I don't know. I just assume it's some sort of demon incarnate that's buddy buddy with him. So
see, it's funny that you say it like that, because when they were making this film, they literally had no idea what they were going to do with that person whatsoever. No, the filmmakers of this one, they basically introduced this guy and just left it to the people making the next film. Be like, yeah, you figure it out. So
it's just
no one knew.
random.
Yeah, no one knew. I mean, of course, as the audience, they're like, oh well, what is this? What does this mean? But as the filmmakers, yeah, they had no effing idea what the hell they were doing when.
Well, I mean, what else is it? It showed up at the police station at the end and basically busted him out of jail. So it has to be some sort of, you know, demon. Well, not the devil, obviously, because the devil don't want him in hell. So, you know.
Yeah. Loomis himself had referred to that. Be like, hell wouldn't take him. And been like, yeah, like. I don't need this a-hole in my territory just screwing with my... No. And in this one, see... with this one, Loomis is he's kind of lost it a bit. I mean, he's always kind of had like that obsession with Michael, and in trying to handle the situation as best he can. He's always had that, unhealthy obsession with Michael, for better or worse. But in this one, as many fans would point out over the years, is that he's kind of like just be like, no, tell me what's happening. No, you write it down. He's losing his mind, yelling at Jamie, this little girl, just trying to figure out what's going on with Michael. Now, did you think that worked for him in this movie, or?
I still think that he was definitely important to the series. Yeah, I upon review, he did look a little Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the scarring is badass from,
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
reintroduced and,
Mhm.
from the fire, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
obviously the years are catching up to him.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people think that it's like, well, they didn't. I mean, even Donald Pleasance himself, like, he's not that fond of this movie, or at least he wasn't when he was making it. It's just like, no, like, again, just no one knew what they wanted to do with this, and it's just a disappointment all around. And I can understand, like, what they were trying to do with Loomis in terms of him, like, yeah, I mean, he's been dealing with this for years. Enough is enough. I'm sick of this bastard. Can he just die already? I get that point of view, but
he can't
I feel
die.
like they should have pulled back on him just a little bit. Now, this early on in the film, they do kind of pull an Alien 3 situation where they kill off a character that survived the previous film. Now, did you feel that was a good idea to kill off Rachel, her Jamie's older sister, adoptive sister?
I don't know. That was a bit of a, well, yeah. It's like, well, damn, okay. Don't want to go there.
Yeah, again, actress who played the part, even she was just kind of like disappointed, like, why are you killing me off? Like, why can't I just?
They let her trounce around a little skimpy and, well, nude in the show.
Yeah.
And then, well, bye-bye.
Yeah. You get a little bit of that. I mean, they don't show anything full frontal or anything, but it's just.
No.
I mean, yeah, it's just one of those situations where, again, a character that survived, they've been through all of this, and you just kill them off in the beginning. Now, I understand for shock value to kind of like, oh yeah, all bets are off type of situation, but in this case, it's just kind of like, probably would have benefited better if she had just stuck around, but. That's neither here nor there. But we kind of replace her though with the Tina character. Now this character is rather infamous with many people. Now I've watched many reviews over the years explaining explicitly how freaking annoying that this character is. Does she annoy you as badly as most people, or did you not find her to be that bad?
She has an interesting voice, I guess, but.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just watching it. It's just a movie, that I've not seen before. So it didn't really strike me that way.
Yeah. Well, it's because with most fans, I mean, they look at her as especially with a franchise like this, when you consider where you started off, and then when you get to this point where. Nothing is really going according to plan. Most people just think that she is just like a badly written character. She just is a little too over the top, a little too annoying. And when Jamie gets to a point where she needs her most, it's like, well, yeah, you're just going off to party with your friends and acting like an a-hole. So it's like there's not really a lot of strong characters in this movie. Again, even Loomis himself kind of takes a step down, though the performance is there. It's just the character himself. It's just like at that point, it's like you feel like there's no hope anywhere with anyone at all.
Well, we know how it is with badly written characters and good actors.
This is very, very true. And the biggest problem with this movie is mostly just the pacing. I just feel like a lot of it is just.
And what did I say when the movie was over?
You said that was the longest hour and a half you had been through, at least one of them. Yeah, and I can completely understand that.
Yeah.
It has its moments. But for the most part, it's just such a very, very weak.
The kills were kind of basic. Definitely wasn't shocking. Definitely not taking the knife and jamming it up and like holding the person up in the air or suspending them against the wall.
Yeah.
Classic kill.
Yeah, and
They were
Yeah.
just
And another funny
basic.
point I want to bring up, like in terms of like the characters just kind of really taking a downgrade, is that when we first introduced to the cop characters, you hear like the little like clown circus sound effects,
Those
which again,
those two in particular.
many people have would point out over the years just how freaking stupid that is, and they would just be like, no, I didn't edit that sound effect in. If they were like using clips, like, no, I didn't put that in, the movie did that, and you had pretty much the same exact reaction as anyone else would have to this. Like, what the hell are they doing? What is this? This is not a Halloween
They're
movie.
stupid or something, and then they go later on and say, yeah, we're
Yeah,
just
they're the
stupid.
they're the two bumbling idiot cops. They're just like,
And guess what happened to them?
it's just so over the top and pointless why
They
they
were
would
the
do
red
that.
shirts.
They were the red shirts.
Wah, wah.
I mean, yeah, that's the kind of effects you want to hear when you go into a Michael Myers film. That's now another detail again, that's something that just completely drops in quality is the mask. What do you think about this one?
It was odd, but not like the last one, I don't think. The
Yeah,
last one was definitely crazy obvious.
yeah. I mean, this one technically has more definition, but but this is widely considered to be one of, if not the worst mask used in the franchise, and I personally think it's worse than the last one. I mean, it just doesn't. The problem is it doesn't fit around the neck. It's just hanging out. It's like
Yeah,
it has this hole,
yeah.
and the hair is just straight, and it's like just like you get electrocuted and it just stuck back, and it just sits there. It's just so oddly sits on the face. It's very very strange. And they have these shots, and I think they advertised it when this movie was coming out. You know, it's like, oh, you'll get to see the face of Michael, even though we technically have already seen his face. And he has got this full, like, flowing hair, even after being burnt up. Like, and he, in the scene later on, towards the end, where he has Jamie right there, and in the little coffin and everything, he, like, sheds a tear. And it's just like little moments like that. It's like, what the hell are they doing? Like, what is the point of this? It has no point whatsoever.
I have no idea.
No, it just, again, just things like that that just completely drag the film down. And it does kind of end with Loomis kind of falling on top of him. I think it seems like he kind of has a heart attack or something like that. I don't know. But it really also doesn't leave you definitively, like, knowing, did he die? I don't know if he did. But to go ahead and jump ahead, yes, he does return in the next one, and that would be the last time we do see Donald Pleasance in these roles. Yeah, but more on that in the next one. So, final thoughts, and how would you rate the film?
Well, it's definitely not scary. I'm not scared by these. You know, when I'm watching these movies, I'm hoping for those stellar kills, like in the first and second one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the second one is what it is, but you know that's what you're known for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it could have been better. The first and second ones are still better than 3, 4, and 5. So
Yeah.
that's where it stands for me. I don't know what kind of number I'd put on it, but yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah. I would, but unfortunately, though, we do continue on this kind of downward turn. Yeah, we'll come back around, in the next, within the next couple of films, though, so it won't be too bad. I'd rate it like a 1.5. It's just a very dull Halloween film. It doesn't do much to really satisfy at all, especially given films that we've gotten already. It's just, but we'll come back around. We'll come back around to quality eventually. But anyway, that's our review of Halloween 5. It is a crap fest for the most part. Cookie woman. Anyway, yes, that'll do it. We thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye for now.